Good afternoon, guys. I thought I would try to re-explain estimating percentages to you guys so that you would have it for homework. I think some of you got it, but I wasn't sure that all of you got it, so I will redo this for you. So let's start off with estimating 122 of 50, 122% of 50. So remember, estimating is just coming up with a close estimate of what something is. You don't have to know exactly what it is, and it's okay to not know exactly. Sometimes estimation is good enough. So we're going to start with estimating 122%. And in this case, what you do is you take the 100%, because really 122% is just 100, and we're going to estimate to 120%. You just take the 100% of the number, and then you add it, in this case, to the 20%, because we're estimating. So we know that 100% of 50 is 50. So that would be 50. And then 20% of 50, we'll take the way that we estimated number is less than 100, is 10% of 50 is 5. So 20% would be twice that, and that's 10. So 120% would equal 60. And that is how you estimate numbers that are over 120%. Okay, good afternoon, guys. We're going to work on trying to estimate numbers that are less than 100% of another number. So in this case, we have estimating 62% of 500. So we're going to say that it's really 60% of 500. So the way we do that is we are going to break it down a little bit. We're going to say 10% of 500 is 50. And we know that 60% is 6 times 10%, so we take the 60, we multiply it by, and we take the 50 and multiply it by 60, and we end up with 300. And that's how we would estimate numbers that are less than 100. Okay, this is where I really think I might have lost you guys. So when we're estimating a number that is less than 1% of a number, what we're going to do is we're going to take 1%. So we're going to say 1%, in the sense we're estimating 1% of 800. Okay, 1% of 800 is 8. All right, and we know that because it would really be like multiplying 0.01 times 800, and that would give us the 8. Okay, so if 1% of 800 is 8, and we're really talking about a 1/4%, so a 1/4% is a quarter of 1%. So if we know 1% of 800 is 8, we're going to take a quarter of the answer. So we're really multiplying that by 1/4. We end up with 2. I know that's a funny looking 2. Okay, so in order to estimate a 1/4% of 800, you take 1% of 800 and you end up with 8. Since we know that a 1/4%, since what we're really looking for is actually the 1/4%, we take the 1%, we divide that by a quarter, or we take the answer, we divide that by a quarter, and we end up with 2. All right, let's try a different one, just so that we know that we get it. So let's take, a 0.5% of, let's say, 623. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to say we're going to take 1% of 600. Okay, you know that taking 1% is like multiplying times 0.01, so that answer would be 6. So 1% of 600. And now if we're going to take 0.5% of that, we're going to take half the 1% answer. So take 1/2, and that answer would be 3. Okay, and we know that 0.5% of 600 would be 3. I hope that helps you guys.